Surro Pass is done, and now we're heading to Misty Woods. This is generally considered a fun movement-based section of the run. There's not too much in the way of tricks. We're basically just using all the abilities we've unlocked so far to go fast. So let's take a look at it. Stomping down out of the end of Surro here, and a dash over to the left, and charge dash to this bird, and that right there is something known as a meteor kick. It's exactly the same as a rocket jump, but you do it with an enemy below you rather than above you. So just a little bit slower. I just bash it down, bash myself up, and then rocket jump at it, and this sends you rocketing down quite quickly. Good use of one energy on your way into Misty here. Now it should be noted that I'm not going to do any stomp cancels in Misty. The optimal movement for Misty uses a lot of them, but I just wanted to show in the guide something that you can do without practicing that too much. So here I'm sending this Frankie over to rocket jump off of it. You could also rocket jump off of the worm up above if something goes wrong with this Frankie, or you can just charge a jump and bash your way up here to show the rocket jump. And I'm doing an uncancelled charge dash at the top of that rocket jump just to burn off some energy and to get over to this platform quicker. Otherwise, you would have to float over here. So touch down, C dash up to that guy, or C jump, C dash up to that guy. Carry on. So in Misty Woods, we have to collect the 4 keystones and climb to get out of here, so there's a lot of just get a keystone, immediately turn around, go back the other way as the area shifts around. A little bit of a cutscene with dialogue here, so I'll flick the UI off for a bit so that we skip that, and we'll turn it back on. So now we're heading down to climb, not too much to say about this, just try not to get killed by the spikes. These spikes only do 3 damage, so even if you only took 4 health, this is pretty safe area. You can take a hit and not be instantly dead. And since, I was dumping energy on some uncancelled charge dashes, you can instead opt to just safety save somewhere along the way. Especially if you take a hit, just dropping a save is not a bad idea. Generally speaking, in these areas, you want to work your energy down lower and then just use your last couple energy and continually refund them with bashes or stomp cancels or what have you. So we've got climb. It's not particularly useful, so we'll just get it because it's a skill and head out of here. Pay attention to where this next dash begins because it lets you go under the slime to the right without having to stop and bash it. Of course, if you're having trouble with it, you can just bash this slime, it's not much slower. So now we'll head up here, rocket jump off this frog as well, and beat this Frankie up that lets us bash over to this keystone there. Now, I'll take a moment to step in game and look at a different way through this room if that doesn't go so smoothly. So first, if you mess up this rocket jump on the way in or something, kill the Frankie, you don't get the nice bash bar across the top to get over. You don't actually have to do the puzzle in this room. It's sufficient to just charge jump across here, and that will get you up to the keystone A-OK. Now, as for getting out of this room, a neat little trick that you can do is called a backflip dash, which is where you simply just backflip and then do a dash with neutral inputs, and for some reason this gives you gliding speed as if you had done a bash and a dash, which is just, Ori is weird, so that's how it works. Continuing on, stomping down from here, we have a bit of a puzzle with these lasers. The platforms switch when you jump, so you have to pay attention to when you jump and when you don't. The optimal movement through these areas involves a bunch of stomp cancels, which, since I'm not doing, I'm kind of just improvising something. And I encourage you to come up with your own preferred way of moving through Misty. This section is a lot of fun to just run through again and again because it's really quite fast. And there's 2 energy there. I had only used 1 energy at this point, so I probably should have dropped another on an uncancelled charge dash or something somewhere, but don't worry about it too much. Could have also placed a safety save. Now rewinding a little bit, let's cover the setup for this rocket jump. Note where the circle of where the rocket jump started here is right up against that kind of large root in the background. That's a decent way to set it up to get up here a little bit fast. If this is a bit spooky, you can just touch down on the platform to the left and do a charge jump up and then bash off a few of these guys' shots, but I don't think this rocket jump is too bad, so it might be something worth taking a look at. So now we'll head up towards the Misty boss, and I'll just go through, just play the quick kill, and then we'll step in game for a little bit and show a couple of the other ways to deal with this part. So we're back in game to look at a few backup strats approaching the Misty mini-boss. So first up, if you mess up the rocket jump on this Frankie, you can just bash him up and charge dash to him and get up that way. If that goes wrong as well, let's say the Frankie's just gone or dead or something like that, your next best backup is the charge jump up to the right, charge jump here, and then you can just head across like so. So that will get you up here without having to go around the long way. Now, as for the mini-boss itself, to go into a bit more detail on it, let's just clear out this area so that I can place a save and the Frankie won't bother me. The quick kill of choice these days is called Bang Zoom, because the names for all of these quick kills are very original and interesting. The way it works is you walk in with a charge jump charged, spawn both of the worms, charge jump back to the right, and immediately do a charge dash stomp cancel. This causes the damage from the charge jump, the C dash, and the stomp to hit the left worm. The right worm will survive, the left worm will die, and then you can charge dash into the left worm where the right worm's shot to finish it off. So if it goes well, it should look something like this. That kills both of them. So loading back to that save. If those inputs aren't going well for you, and it can take some practice to get it down, you can opt for maybe one of the easier or older quick kills. The one I would recommend uses a little bit more energy, and essentially what you do is you just charge jump and charge flame the worms, which hits them with the charge jump damage and reflects their shot into them. So that would look something along this line. And that went a little awry, but you can just stomp the ground afterwards to finish them off if need be. Now, if you want to take it a bit easier, not risk getting hit so much, you can just spawn one worm at a time if you want with that method. That one went a little bit slow because I got the same one twice, and then a little bit of finishing them off with the stomp. Now, if you have no energy here because things went terribly wrong, don't fret. You can go for just straight charge jumps into the worm. It only takes 2 hits to kill them that way, so something like this is an option. And I even got hit, nice. You do have to be a little careful. Carrying on, we just have to wait for this door to open and then head over to this key door, mash our 4 keys in, and now we don't actually need the Goomon seal, so we're just going to enter and leave that room. That's going to trigger the forest to transition into a state with an exit, and then we'll just head out of here without doing that slow orb carrying sequence, since we're not going to pull one in this run. We're just going to head back across Valley, dash and charge dash over here, get to this teleporter, and head back to Glades to pick up our last skill, Light Grenade, which we'll cover in the next video.